So here is another word problem here. Let's see. A farmer has 20 mango trees. Each tree bears 250 mangoes per year. The mangoes are sold at $15 per dozen. If the transportation cost is $700, what is the farmer's net profit? Okay, so we can get the actual numerical answer, but let's just think to see if we have all the information available. We have to somehow calculate the total number of mangoes. Then we have to calculate the total amount of money that we or the farmer would receive by selling those mangoes. That would be available on based on the given information. This is $15 per dozen, so $15 for 12 mangoes. Let's keep that in mind. And the transportation cost is $700. So that's the cost of transporting, I guess, the mangoes from the field to the farmer's market. And then we have to subtract this cost from his net sales amount, and that should be his net profit, assuming that there are no other expenses. Nothing is mentioned in the problem, so let's assume that there are no other expenses. Okay, let's see how we can go about this. So let's count the total number of mangoes first. And one thing I would like to emphasize here is, before we do any big multiplications or divisions, let's just lay out the problem, lay out the actual operations, and then we will multiply or divide as necessary. So total number of mangoes is 20 trees times 250 mangoes per tree. Let's keep this as is, let's not multiply it right now. So, and the mangoes are sold at $15 per dozen. So price of each mango is $15 per dozen. So that is $15 for 12 mangoes. This is the cost, or this is the price of each mango. Let's leave it as is. And the total transportation cost, so transportation cost, let's just write this down. Transport cost is $700. So the total profit is total sales price minus total expenses. Which is, in our case, is going to be total sales price is total number of mangoes. Let's call this total number of mangoes is N. Price of each mango is, let's call it P. So it is N times P minus the total transportation cost is 700. I'm dropping the dollar everywhere, which is N is 20 times 250 times 15 divided by 12 minus 700. And now instead of handling this large expression by itself, let's call this expression 1 as usual. This is expression 2, which is just the number 700. So what is expression 1 is equal to 20 times 250 times 15 divided by 12. Now we can simplify this fraction. This is 4, this is 5. This 4 further divides 20, this becomes 5. So we have this 5 times 5 is 25 times 250, which is, we can do this in our head. Actually, this is not that difficult, $6,250. Or you can multiply using the long multiplication. So our total profit is, as we know, is 1 minus 2, which is 6,250 minus 700, which is 5,550. Okay, a round looking number, dollars. Okay, so that's the solution of the problem as stated. Now this problem can be made more complex as usual. I mean, I can add more operations here. I can ask questions like what is the net profit per mango tree, in which case we will have to divide this number by 20. Or there could be other more superfluous information that is given. let's not call it superfluous. This number 700 is given directly as the total expenses, but those expenses could be divided as, okay, 300 for the car rental or the truck rental, and 400 for so the labor, or another $200 for maybe the cost of the boxes that you need to bring, and so on. So those have to be lumped into the total cost or total expenditure. So this formula that we use, the total profit, which is total sales price minus total expenses, has to be generalized to those situations. These problems are usually straightforward. It's just that you need to multiply and divide carefully, and you need to tally the numbers in each column separately and correctly. That is something a cost or something that is coming to me as a sales that you have to be careful about. That's about it.